Hi, this is Ashley back with another reading. This reading is going to be on Bia and Doja Cat. There's been a lot of tweets and stuff circulating on the internet. People are saying that Nicki Minaj only collaborated with Bia to spite Doja Cat. That's what the Doja Cat fans and the hybrid barbs are saying on social media. I saw the tweets, okay, and I did screenshot them. I could post them. But anyway, we got to get into the reading. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. And let's start off with this. What's the energy between Doja Cat and Bia? Let's see that. What's the energy between Doja Cat and Bia? What's the energy between Doja Cat and Bia? Doja Cat and Bia, how do they feel about each other? Okay, so there is a disharmony between them, okay? Almost like betrayal, okay? So the Lover's card is here in reverse. This talks about disharmony. This talks about when we're not on the same page. We don't really mess like that, okay? We also have the Nine of Pentacles. This talks about sadness. This talks about you're saddened by somebody's actions, disappointment, okay? So the energy I'm really picking up on, this is more of Bia's energy. She feels like something was done against her, okay? We also have, the Knight of Wands in reverse. It talks about when somebody's kind of impulsive, okay? So when Bia had tweeted those things about Doja, it was an impulsive emotion, okay? A reaction to things, okay? So with that being said, it looks like this is definitely in regards to business, okay? Something in regards to business. The Three of Wands, stagnation, not being able to move forward, okay? And then we also have the Ten of Swords. This talks about betrayal. So it almost seems like, not Doja Cat, Bia kind of feels like some way, shape, or form she was betrayed, okay, by Doja Cat, okay? People are saying that they were on the same label, okay? I really haven't been paying attention to that because Bia label hops, okay? Because she's been on multiple labels due to Pharrell dropping the ball. So with that being said, I stopped paying attention to what label she is. I guess she's on Epic now. She was on RCA. It's really hard to keep up when people label hop, okay? So let's see. Let's dive in deeper. What's the real issue between Doja Cat and Bia? What's the real issue between Doja Cat and Bia? Okay, so it's almost like Bia feels like Doja Cat has a push behind her, okay? The King of Swords, this talks about somebody, an authority figure, somebody with power, backing Doja Cat, okay? So Bia doesn't really respect that. But Bia had a powerful figure behind her too. He just didn't know what to do with her. Pharrell, he's very influential in the game, okay? I wouldn't necessarily say super powerful, but he's very influential. When Pharrell thinks you're talented, people believe him, okay? The Eight of Cups, this talks about withdrawing, removing, walking away from a situation. This also talks about trying one more time. Like, Bia kind of feels like she was left in the dust when it comes to her career as a whole, okay? That's something that she thinks about. Like, I was left in the dust. People really don't pay attention to me. I put out good music. That's how the energy I'm picking up on, okay? And then we have the Two of Swords. It's caused a lot of stress for her. The Two of Swords talks about stress, having your guard up. So that is definitely Bia's energy. So she definitely feels some type of way about Doja Cat success. Not necessarily saying that she's jealous, but it's almost like she's getting a push and I'm not. And I've been in the game too, Doja Cat's not new, but she been in the game a shorter amount of time than Bia. Bia been in the game a little bit longer than Doja Cat. Okay, but Doja Cat recently blew up. In the last couple years, she's just been making a noise, a name for herself. So has Bia, but Doja Cat been making a bigger noise. Okay, she just got a #1 with Nicki Minaj last year. So let's see. How does Doja Cat feel about Bia? Doja Cat. How does Doja Cat feel about Bia? Doja Cat. How does she feel about Bia? She feels like, girl, you going through it, okay? The Nine of Swords, this talks about sadness, depression. So she feels like Bia's not truly happy with herself. That's how Doja Cat feels. We also have the Five of Pentacles. This talks about when you're trying to recoup money in reverse. So when you took a financial loss and you're trying to recoup money. So she feels like, oh, you're trying, the reason why you're doing all this is because you're trying to, come up, okay? So the energy I'm picking up on, she doesn't really feel like this Bia and Nicki Minaj collaboration is all the way authentic. That's Doja Cat's energy. She doesn't really feel like it's all the way authentic because the Five of Pentacles talks about when you're trying to recoup from a financial loss. Like, oh, okay, so you're trying to, get on another level by doing this feature with Nicki Minaj, okay? We also have the Ace of Swords. This talks about extending the olive branch. There is a chance for them to really make up, though. There's a chance for them to kind of bury the hatchet and make up, okay? And then the Empress card is here. This talks about, Doja Cat does think Bia is talented. She does think that she's a talented, pretty person, an attractive person, has a lot going for herself, but she just kind of feels like you're upset at me because your career is not taking off. That's how Doja Cat kind of feels, okay? Let's see. Now, let's get to the nitty gritty because I saw some interesting tweets. Did Nicki Minaj collaborate with Doja Cat to spite, not Doja Cat. Did Nicki Minaj collaborate with Bia to spite Doja Cat? Because that's what people were saying on social media. Did Nicki Minaj collaborate with Bia to spite Doja Cat? Okay, so I do see that she did know about their issues, okay, because the Justice card, so this talks about truth. So she did know that they had an issue, okay, but ultimately she just thinks Bia is a good rapper. So that's not like that's not the reason for her collaborating with Bia. She does think Bia is a good rapper, has the potential to be successful. The Four of Wands is here. This talks about success. This talks about viewing somebody in a good light, okay? So, we also have, the Hermit card in reverse. This talks about, sometimes Nicki's not always paying attention to everything that goes on social media, okay? She's like, here 1 minute, then she removes herself, okay? Especially when it comes to other people. She may pay attention to things that have to do with her, but when it comes to other people, she may not necessarily be paying attention. The 10 of Cups, this talks about building a foundation with someone. This talks about developing a solid relationship. So it's almost like her and Bia are trying to develop a solid relationship where they're not trying to do the industry thing, but it can become the industry thing if Bia gets bigger, okay? Because it can develop into something genuine, but then if people start getting in Bia's ear, because she already said that she heard stuff about Nicki before. It only takes that one person that's able to convince her, oh, this is how Nicki Minaj really is, and then you can see a switch. You never know. That happened before. So let's see. So what else do I want to ask? Did Bia confide in Nicki Minaj about Doja Cat? Bia, did she confide in Nicki Minaj about Doja Cat? Yes, I do think she confided in her about Doja Cat, okay? Or talked to her about certain things she goes through in the industry, okay? Because the Five of Swords, this talks about when somebody does something to you underhanded, okay? This talks about when you have resentment towards someone. We also have the Eight of Pentacles. This talks about determination. This also talks about apprenticeship. So it seems as though Bia wants Nicki to mentor her. Bia wants her to give her advice, okay? We also have the Five of Cups here. This talks about when you're disappointed in somebody's actions, okay? So it does seem as though she definitely confided in her in certain things, okay? We also have the Nine of Wands. This talks about when you're kind of watching someone, you know, watching how they move, okay? So it does seem as though Bia has confided in Nicki about certain people, okay? Let's see. What else do I want to ask? Okay, how does Doja Cat feel about, let me just get this out the way. How does Doja Cat feel about Bia and Nicki Minaj collaborating? It's doing well so far in the charts. So let's see. How does Doja Cat feel about Bia and Nicki Minaj collaborating? How does Doja Cat feel about Nicki Minaj and Bia collaborating? Okay. Yeah, she thinks that it's not genuine. That's definitely, she doesn't think it's genuine. The Judgment card is here. This talks about when you're critical of somebody, but this is also talking about avoiding conflict. So, you know, Doja Cat really won't speak about it too much. He's going to try to avoid conflict. The High Priestess in reverse, it talks about lacking a disconnection. So she doesn't really feel like they have a deep connection. She feels like that was just all for the live. We have the Tower card here. This talks about, you know, chaos happening. So she feels like eventually this is not going to work in Nicki's favor. The Six of Wands, this talks about when you have an egotism. So she feels like Nicki kind of has an ego, okay? Has an ego, doesn't always accept love. That's how Doja Cat feels. Because Doja Cat been showing her love, but Nicki hasn't really responded. But Nicki says she's doing that for a reason. Okay, and I already did an exclusive about that. But anyway, we're going to see. How does Nicki Minaj feel about the weird tweets that about Bia? There were some tweets of her saying certain things about, you know, Cardi B and Doja Cat. How does Nicki Minaj feel about those tweets of Bia, or what she's been saying in the past? Of what Bia was saying in the past about Doja Cat and Cardi B. How does Nicki Minaj feel about those tweets? Okay, so she is aware of those tweets. Okay, but she wants you guys to forgive. She wants the fans to be forgiving. Okay, the Queen of Cups. This is Nicki's energy. She's compassionate. Okay, she's willing to forgive and move on. She wants the fans to kind of forgive Bia and not bring it up. Okay, that's not going to happen. The Ace of Pentacles. This talks about the opportunity to kind of move on. You know, looking for an abundance. Trying to give Bia an opportunity. The Lovers card is here. This talks about them being in harmony. So this has already been a discussion between them. It does seem as though she's not really happy about those tweets, especially when, you know, she's dogging out Doja Cat. She does think it was a little much, not really good. when you're a public figure. The Two of Cups, it talks about, you know, being in disharmony with that. But she wants the fans to forgive Bia for those actions, okay? She doesn't want them to bring it up, okay? But she is aware of it, okay? She's not completely oblivious to it. I'm sure somebody in her team has advised her. Anyway, if you guys like this reading, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I might do a part 2, I might not. Like, comment, and subscribe, and have a great day.